Hello students, our continued topic in haloalkanes and haloarenes. At presently we are at the NCERT exercise 10.14. In last lectures, in 10.14 we proceed towards to the question number 1, question number 2 and question number 3. Right? Now today I starts with a question number 4. For the question number 4 in 10.14, which can be given like that. If you want to prepare a CH3CH2Br with KCl, we know that when we have to perform the reactions of this CH3CH2Br with KCl, at that time your Br is minus in nature and K CH3CH2 plus delta in nature and K plus Cn minus. So it's a cyanation reactions, it's a nucleophilic substitutions reactions and mainly is the SN2 reactions, and we get a product is propane nitrile or ethyl cyanide, right? Next one, when we have to perform a sodium phenoxide with ethyl chloride. So this sodium phenoxide C6H5O minus is a very good Lewis base, or it's a nucleophile which can be attacked to ethyl chloride with the help of these reactions, these SN2 reactions, and we get this process to form an ether from halide with the help of oxide is called as a Williamson synthesis process. And this Williamson synthesis process is a good process to form either a mixed ether or a simple ether, but here in this case we get a mixed ether and the name of this compound is phenitol. Same way, when we have to perform a ethanol with the help of SOCl2, we know that this hydroxyl group which can be replaced by the Cl group, and SO2 and HCl are the gases they escape from the reactions, and we get a pure product like a 1-chloropropane. Then further CH3CH2 CH double bond CH2 is a but1ene when reacts with HBr, but mind well, it's the presence of peroxide. When peroxide and HBr at that time anti-Markovnikov rule or Kars effect, so your more electronegative portions is now joined with a more number of hydrogen atoms carbon, right? So we get a 1-bromobutane. Same way, in the case of 2-methyl-but2ene, when it reacts with HBr in presence of, because it's a Markovnikov addition, because there is no presence of peroxide, so simple, more electronegative group is attached with a lesser number of hydrogen atom. So here the lesser number of hydrogen atom which can be located at here, so bromine which can be attached with this carbon, and the remaining hydrogen is attached with this CH and converted into CH2, we get a 2-bromo-2-methyl-butane, right? Same way, in the case of, in 10.15, so our 10.15 number questions which can be given like that. Explain the following reactions: normal butyl bromide plus KCN in presence of ethanol, normal butyl cyanide. We know that this KCN in CN, because it's ionic bond, so there is a resonating structure of CN, so C having a lone pair, and this lone pair is attached with your partially positive carbon of this butyl group, and we get a normal butyl cyanide. So as a KCN is a resonance hybrid of the following two contributing structure, and cyanide is the ambient nucleophile, therefore it can attack the carbon atom of Cr bond in normal butyl bromide either through C or N. Since CC bond is stronger than Cn bond, therefore attack occurs through C from a normal butyl bromide. Okay. Now the next question is arrange the compounds of each sets in order of reactivity towards to SN2. Already these questions which can be discussed in our SN1, SN2, it's a simple revision. It's a 2-bromomethylbutane, 1-bromopentane and 2-bromopentane. So we have to set regarding to the SN2 mechanism. So we know that this is a tertiary, this is primary and this is secondary. So in the case of SN2, so first give the primary option, then secondary and then tertiary. Same way, 1-bromo-3-methylbutane, 2-bromo-2-methylbutane and 2-bromo-3-methylbutane. One is primary, remaining is secondary and tertiary. So order is like that: primary, secondary and tertiary is a simple question. Next one is 1-bromobutane, 1-bromobutane, 1-bromo-2,2-dimethylpropane, 1-bromo-2-methylbutane and 1-bromo-3-methylbutane. So in this case there is no branching. While this is also primary in nature, all are primary in nature, right? So it's a very good question. So if all are primary in nature but there is no branching, here your primary with a 2 beta methyl group here only one beta methyl group and here one gamma methyl group. So first one, then number, okay, fine. So this is the order: first, second, third, fourth. Why? Because here the methyl group is far ahead from this bromine, so steric hindrance, the effect of steric hindrance is quite low, but here the methyl group is near to the bromine, so here compared to this compound is a very good steric hindrance or crowding effect. While in this case of compound, so it's a 2-methyl group at the beta position, so more crowding, so SN2 reaction is not that much faster. So the order of the first one, second one, third one and fourth one. Okay, next one. The questions is asked in this manner. The question is asked in the manner 10.17. So 10.17 questions that gives like that: out of C6H5CH2Cl. This particularly point is also discussed in our, because it's a totally revision. C6H5CHCl, C6H5. We know that C6H5CH2Cl is a primary, while this one is a secondary, but we have to, which is more easily hydrolyzed by aqueous KOH. So we have to hydrolyze. So in this case, when we have a product is a secondary carbocation, if the chlorine is removed, is a primary carbocation. Secondary carbocation is stabilized by the 2-phenyl ring. Well, in this case is only one phenyl ring, so secondary carbocation is more stable. So regarding to SN1 reactions, the reactivity is always depends upon the stability of the carbocation. So in the conditions, SN1 conditions, mind well, SN1 condition, C6H5CHCl, C6H5 gets hydrolyzed more easily than C6H5CH2Cl under SN1 condition. However, in the case of SN2 conditions, the reactivity depends on the steric hindrance. Therefore, under SN2 conditions, C6H5CH2Cl having a lesser steric hindrance, so they gets hydrolyzed more easily than C6H5Cl, C6H5. But mind well, what they given aqueous KOH. So when we have observed aqueous means water means there is a solvent. Solvent means there is a solvosis process, and solvosis process always favor SN1 reactions compared to the SN2 reactions. Okay, so here the mode of the answer is mainly based on SN1, not towards to the SN2. If I perform these reactions with the help of SN2, then there is no aqueous KOH present, but here the reaction is always carried out in the presence of DMF or DMSO. Next point is given like that: the para-dichlorobenzene has higher melting point and lower solubility than those of ortho and para isomers. Discuss. What they given: para-dichlorobenzene means there is the opposite directions, right? So this group are far away from, because 1 and 4 position. So melting point and lower solubility than those of ortho and mera. Because the melting point, the para isomer being more symmetrical. We know that para position is a very good symmetrical. So they fits closely. So it's a close spec arrangement in the crystal lattice. Thus has a stronger intermolecular forces of attraction than those of ortho and meta isomers. Since during melting point or dissolutions, the crystal lattice break, therefore a large amount of energy is needed to melt as well as dissolve the para isomer than the corresponding ortho and meta isomers. So in other words, the melting points of para isomer is higher and its solubility lower than the corresponding ortho and meta isomers. Now further the point is conversions point, and we have to here only 20 different conversions that can be given. So now we continue with step by step. So first conversions which can be given like that: I want to prepare propene to propanol. First one is a propene to propanol. Okay, so in this case propene, and I want to form a propanol. So it's an addition of OH, but addition of OH is not directly in the case of propene. So first we have to convert into halide with the help of HBr, peroxide, anti-Markovnikov rule. So anti-Markovnikov rule, because we have to attach OH at the first position. So there is always the presence of bromine at number 1 position. So in the case of propene, if we perform the reactions without the help of peroxide, so definitely it gives a 2-bromopropane, but I want to prepare 1-bromopropane. So in the presence of peroxide and HBr, we have to use an anti-Markovnikov addition. Then number 2 is ethanol to but-to-wine. I want to prepare ethanol to but2ine. Same way, because here 2 carbon, 4 carbon, but ethanol first converted into ethyl iodide and then convert into KOH, means ethene, then bromine, so it's a 1,2-dibromoethane. Now the beta eliminations reactions is convert 2 times of beta eliminations reactions, so it's converted into CH triple bond CH, and now this CH triple bond CH is further reacts with a disodium acetylate that can be prepared in our hydrocarbon lesson in the presence of methyl iodide. So we get a product is but2ine. Once again, 1,2-dibromoethane. When it reacts with sodium, so it gives a CH triple bond CH. Now in the presence of sodamide, further sodamide, okay, so we get a disodium acetylate, and this disodium acetylate when reacts with a methyl iodide, so we get a product but2ine, because this disodium acetylate is a very good nucleophile. Next one, CH3CH2Br means 1 bromopropane to 2 bromopropane. Simple 1 bromopropane, beta eliminations, propene, and it's a Markovnikov addition. Simple in absence of peroxide, we get a 2 bromopropane. Next one, number 4, toluene to benzyl alcohol, that we have to already studied in our question number 10.11 and 4 number, right? Now next one, number 5th is benzene to 4-bromonitrobenzene. So first benzene to bromobenzene with the help of bromination, Br to FeBr3. FeBr3 is a very good Lewis acid, so first they form Br plus, and this Br plus electrophile which can be attracted with the help of this pi electron cloud of phenyl ring, and we get a bromobenzene. It's a substituted product. After the bromobenzene formations, we nitrations with the help of concentrated HNO3 plus H2SO4, we get a para position, because it's a major isomers due to steric hindrance, because ortho we face a steric hindrance, but in para, so it's a less steric hindrance, so it's a major product. What about number 6? Number 6 they give us is benzyl alcohol to 2-phenyl ethanoic acid. I want to prepare 2-phenyl ethanoic acid from benzyl alcohol. So first benzyl alcohol, okay, these reactions that can be studied in our later portions too, because here some concept is based on our chapter which can be we studied in the later portions. Is benzyl alcohol when reacts with thionyl chloride, it's converted into benzyl chloride, and now KCl, because I want to increase 1 carbon with the help of potassium cyanide, so it's a cyanation reactions and we get a benzyl cyanide. And now the hydrolysis of this benzyl cyanide, because this topic which can be studied in our cyanide as a functional group in chapter amines or carbon nitrogen containing organic compound, right? Next, number 7. Number 7 is ethanol to propane nitrile. So first I want to prepare ethanol to ethyl iodide and ethyl iodide to ethyl cyanide. It's a simple reactions. Next one is aniline to chlorobenzene. So it's the first one, aniline, diazotization of aniline, NaNO2HCl. Okay, is a 2 mole of hydrochloric acid is used. At that time there is a removal of NaCl as well as -2 water. We get a benzene diazonium chloride, and with the help of Saint-Mier reactions, CuCl-HCl, we get a chlorobenzene. Next one, number 9. Number 9 they given is like the 2-chlorobutane to 3,4-dimethyl hexane. So first 2-chlorobutane when reacts with a, because I want to prepare 3,4-dimethyl hexane, so structure is 1 2 3 4. Here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so double with the help of Wood's reactions in presence of granules of sodium. In dry ether we get a product 3,4-dimethyl hexane. Number 10 they given 2-methyl 1-propene to 2-chloro-2-methyl propane. So this is 2-methyl propene when reacts with hydrochloric acid, we get a 2-chloro-2-methyl. It's a simple, it's a one-step conversions. Okay, mostly the conversions is I think so 2 steps or more than 2 steps. Next conversions they given like that. So in the case of ethyl chloride to propanoic acid. The same here, one concept which can be studied in our cyanide portions. So in these 11th number questions, okay, just first step, first you have to convert, because here the 2 carbon and 3 carbon, so it means that we have to increase the carbon with the help of potassium cyanide. It's a cyanation reaction, it's a nucleophilic substitution reactions with the help of SN2 mechanism. We get a propane nitrile, and after the propane nitrile we hydrolyze with the help of water, and acidic hydrolysis can take place. Next one is but1 into butyl iodide. So but1 into butyl iodide means that we have to study it in our prior portions, because but1-ene, then we have to add HBr with the help of anti-Markovnikov rule, 1-bromobutane. It's a Finkelstein reactions. Okay, it's a old particularly process. Now 2-chloropropane to 1-propanol. 2-chloropropane is a beta eliminations reactions, gives propene in presence of HBr, in presence of peroxide we reacts with HBr, we get a 1-bromopropane, and then further the KOH is a nucleophilic substitution reactions, we get a 1-propanol. Next one is isopropyl alcohol to iodoform. So this isopropyl alcohol, okay, this conversions that we have to study in our later portions. Now next one, here this step is also we have to study it in later portion. Okay, next number 15, chlorobenzene. When chlorobenzene is reacted, nitrations is I want to prepare para-nitrophenol, right? So para-nitrophenol from chlorobenzene. So first the chlorinations of nitrations of chlorobenzene gives the ortho and para, but para is a major. And now we react with a dilute hydrochloric acid and 15% of NaOH at 433 Kelvin. We get a para-nitrophenol. Okay. Next one is CH3CHBr. It's a 2-bromopropane to 1-bromopropane. I want to prepare 2-bromopropane, so it's a beta eliminations reaction is converted into propene, and then further HBr in presence of peroxide gives 1-bromopropane. Next one, chloroethane to butane. It's a simple one. It's a double carbon with the help of Wurtz reactions. Sodium in presence of dry ether, we get a certain product. Benzene to diphenyl, that we have to already study in our question number 10.11 in a sub question is 10, right? Now next one is tertiary butyl bromide. It's a tertiary, so it's a beta eliminations reactions, always gives alkene 2-methyl 1-propene, and I want to prepare isobutyl bromide. So with the help of HBr in presence of peroxide, anti-Markovnikov, so most of anti-Markovnikov rule or with the help of Markovnikov rule. So it's a main concept that we have to already study in our hydrocarbon lesson. Now I want to prepare a phenyl isocyanate from aniline. This particularly portion that we have to study in our later portions when we have to study about the carbylamine test, right? Next one, they ask the questions is like that. They ask the question. Now some questions. What are the questions? The treatment of alkyl chlorides with aqueous KOH leads to the formations of alcohols, but in presence of alcoholic KOH, alkenes are the major product. Explain why. We know that in aqueous solution, KOH is almost completely ionized to give OH minus ion, because KOH is ionic bond, right? So it being a strong nucleophile brings about the substitution reactions on alkyl halides to form alcohol. But further in the aqueous solutions, OH minus ions is highly solvated. These solutions reduce the basic character of OH minus, which therefore fails to abstract a hydrogen from the beta carbon of the alkyl chloride to form an alkene. But in contrast, if I having a alcoholic KOH solution, it means there is an absence of water. It means there always forms an alkoxide, and it is much stronger base than OH minus ion. Preferentially eliminates a molecule of hydrochloric acid to form an alkyl chloride to form an alkene. So this is all about the treatment of this alkyl chloride with aqueous KOH leads to the formations of alkene. Now it's a very good question. Primary alkyl halide C4H9Br. Primary alkyl halide C4H9Br reacted with alcoholic KOH to give a compound B. Now compound B is treated with HBr to compound C. Now this C is the isomer of A. When A is reacted with sodium metal, it gives a compound D, C8H18. So definitely it's a Wurtz reactions, right? Which is different from the compound formed when normal butyl bromide is reacted with sodium. So give the structural formula of A and write the equations for all the reactions. So what they given, first one they give the primary alkyl halide C4H9Br. So there is always two possibilities, is normal butyl bromide and isobutyl bromide. So this compound, normal butyl bromide or isobutyl bromide. Now the normal butyl bromide, when we have to react with the help of sodium, we get a normal octane. But isobutyl bromide, we get a 2,5-dimethyl hexane, right? Both having the same molecular formula and both are the isomers of each other. Now this isobutyl bromide is when reacts with a KOH, right? So it's a beta elimination reactions, and we get a product is 2-methyl propene. And this 2-methyl propane further reacts with HBr. It's a Markovnikov addition, and we get a tertiary butyl bromide. And this tertiary butyl bromide is compound C, is the isomer of compound A. So it's a very good question. So in 4 marks, I think so in most of the examinations as well as in the MCQ system, they ask the questions in this manner. Now, question number 10.22. What happens when normal butyl chloride is treated with alcoholic KOH? Number 2, bromobenzene is treated with magnesium. So these are the some concepts that we have to study. Number 1, I want to prepare a normal butyl chloride. When it's a beta eliminations reaction, it's a dehydrohalogenation reactions always, because chlorine containing carbon is alpha and the neighboring of alpha is beta. There is a removal of chlorine from alpha, removal of hydrogen from beta, so we get a product is butane. Same way bromobenzene, magnesium in dry ether Grignard reagent, so this magnesium is attached between this carbon and bromine, and we get a product is phenyl magnesium bromide. Phenyl magnesium bromide, it's a Grignard reagent. Same way, chlorobenzene when reacts with NaOH, we know that this it's a tough reactions. If we perform these reactions only with the help of aqueous NaOH, is not possible. At that time we have to use a 6 to 8% concentrated NaOH, 360 degrees centigrade temperature and 300 atmospheric pressure. So we manufacture phenol from chlorobenzene, and the process is down process. But under these conditions, only aqueous NaOH, which can't remove chlorine, because in the case of chlorobenzene, 5 canonical structure of chlorobenzene. Out of these 3 structures, they are having a partially double bond character between chlorine and carbon. So it's difficult, or it's hard to remove chlorine with the help of OH. Next one, number 4, CH3CH2Cl plus KOH. KOH is aqueous in nature, right? So it's a hydrolysis reactions. Definitely there is a removal of chlorine with the help of OH. We get a ethanol. Next one, methyl bromide is reacted with sodium in presence of dry ether. It's a simple reaction, it's a Wurtz reaction, and we get a product is ethane. And now methyl chloride is treated with KCN. So methyl chloride when reacts with KCN in presence of alcohol, it's a simple nucleophilic substitution reactions, and we get a product is methyl cyanide or ethane nitrile. So this is all about the NCERT exercise. In next sessions, now we move to the NCERT exemplar problems. Okay, thank you very much.